What's going on YouTube? King Ross here with another video. Today's video is actually a very special one. I'm going to pull 15 of my Sacred Shards to go for Wither the Crowned. She's actually a very, very powerful champion. If you guys haven't logged on and you do have enough shards, this is one of the events that I do tend to recommend to a lot of my friends that play this game. It's not a 2x event, so your chance of pulling a legendary is just the normal 6% with your Sacred Shards, which isn't great, but you are getting a guaranteed shot at a champion that has an AoE on her A1, which has a 50% chance of placing a leech debuff. It also places a 15% continuous heal buff on a random ally for 2 turns. Not too bad. It's really, really good for that leech. Yeah, 1 continuous heal probably isn't going to do much, but that paired with her A2, she places an increased defense, the big increased defense 60% on all allies for 2 turns, and increases the duration of all continuous heal buffs on all allies by 1 turn, then instantly activates any continuous heal buffs on all allies. So that's kind of where we start getting into a position now where she's a real effective healer for your team. So not only is she placing that leech where anyone on your team that attacks that champion with the leech debuff will heal, she's also putting a continuous heal buff that she can extend and instantly activate, even not on that champion's turn. So now we're talking some instant heals. And then to cap it off with the A3, she removes all debuffs from all allies, then heals all allies by 30% of this champion's max HP. So I will be building her with a lot of HP to kind of really maximize on this. Her A2 and A3 just require 2 books, and it's just straight cooldown reductions, which is huge. So both of these will be on a 3 turn, which is insane. Not too many books on her A1 with just 4, which we don't see very often with these legendaries. Even some of our epics take 20 plus books, so this is actually really, really nice. And then finally, her A3 doesn't take any books, places a 15% continuous heal buff on the ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn at the start of each turn. This character is an incredible support champion. If you don't have a good and reliable healer on your team or in your roster right now, this again would be a great time to get a guaranteed shot at one that really has an incredible kit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start pulling these shards here one at a time, and hopefully we'll get lucky actually and pull a Lego on top of getting her for our 15th pull. So let's see what we get. Alright, starting off with the Terror Beast, so nothing there. Okay, let's see. Alright, a Knight Errant. Got a million of them. Nothing special there. He's a pretty good champion overall. He's another one that's got a leech on the A1. It's just a single target. He's also got a stun and a weaken, the weak version, and then an increased ally defense by 32%. So he's pretty decent. He's got alright reviews. Nothing to get too excited about. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. A Burn Giri. This is actually a champion that I've been wanting for a really, really long time. This is a very good champion. Attacks one enemy has a 20% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. And it looks like that goes up to a 40% chance when booked. Attacks all enemies here on the A2 with a 40% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn, which looks like that goes up to a 60% chance, which is incredible. A3, he's placing a strengthened debuff, 25% on all allies for 2 turns. Also, he's placing a shield buff for 2 turns on all allies with less than 50% HP. The shield buff is equal to 15% of the target's max HP. So that is incredible and is even stronger if you have a HP boost lead. And then finally, his passive Soulmonger heals his champion by 50% of his max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. So that's an incredible passive. And then he's just got a pretty regular increase assist, ally resist, in all battles by 40. So you're probably not going to play him as a lead in most things, but he's pretty useful for select bosses here. If you guys want me to make a guide on him, I will do a little bit more research and kind of figure out where he's specifically good at, and I can make a whole breakdown for you guys. So leave that in the comments if you're interested in that. So moving on here, this is pull 4. We're getting Jotun, who isn't great. Decreased defense on the A1, HP burn on the A2, and then he has a decreased target max HP by 30%. If the target's under HP burn, it's going to increase that damage by 50%. Nothing too crazy there. Another epic here. Grave Dirt. He's not really that great. I haven't had a chance to play around with him much. He's got a provoke on the A1, heal reduction on the A2, and a shield and a weak version of strengthen on the A3, with an immunity to fear and true fear on the passive there. Okay, what do we got? Shani. I'm actually not familiar with this champion here. Looks like she's pretty good. Ratings wise, I mean, you kind of take these with a grain of salt. That doesn't really give you the whole picture, but she's placing a poison sensitivity on the A1, maybe a good pairing with a Frozen Banshee potentially. Looks like she's placing increased accuracy and increased attack, both 50% on this champion, then attacks an enemy and places an HP burn debuff if it's critical, which, I mean, that's not terrible. And then an AoE on the A3 here with a 50% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs. That's actually really, really nice. Anything that's going to extend the duration of your debuffs is really useful. And it's very helpful in clan boss as well, which is probably why she's got a 4.9 in Demon Lord there. So that's not too bad. Okay, so I am full. I'm going to free up some spots and I will be right back. Alright, we are back. Freed up some space. We can keep going here. Pull number 7. Let's see what we got. Another epic. Sakara. She's not that great. Adriel. It's another one there. She's okay. Decrease accuracy on the A1, a heal on the A2, and then a decrease attack AoE on the A3. Gulkut, not what we're looking for. He's another one of these bomb champions that hopefully becomes a little bit more viable later on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We got a Leggo. Tomb Lord. Wow. Wow. We got Tomb Lord. This is amazing. Tomb Lord is really, really good. He's not a champion that I've really been looking for, but he definitely will help out my roster. A1 here, crippling blows, attacks one enemy 3 times, so a 3-hitter on the A1, great for Fire Knight. Places a decreased speed debuff on that target for 2 turns if the attack is critical, so we're definitely going to build him with a 100% crit rate. A2, we are attacking one enemy, has a 70% chance of placing 2 poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns, and when ascended, let's see here, if the hit is critical, has a 70% chance of placing 4 5% poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. So he's an incredible poisoner there. And then finally on the A3, decreases the turn meter of all enemies with less than 50% HP by 100%. Has an 80% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Also has an 80% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Using this move will grant him an extra turn if the enemy's turn meter is decreased by this skill. So he is really, really strong for control and poison. And then finally, he's going to get a 70 bump to all ally accuracy in Doom Tower battle. So actually a pretty viable lead for Doom Tower there. So that is awesome. Our first Leggo. This is actually the first legendary pull on the channel. So I'm super, super excited there. Let's keep going, though. All right, we're getting Armina. Let's see here. All right, Masamoto, one of our Shadowkin champions here. As you can see, he takes a ton of books here. We got a double hitter on the A1 with the chance of stealing a buff. An AoE on the A2 with a 50% chance of placing a decreased attack. debuff, and then an increased defense debuff on all allies for 2 turns, and fills turn meter of all allies by 15%. Not too bad there, actually. I'm not familiar with him. That's not too bad, though. Let's keep going. Fingers crossed for another legendary. If we can get another legendary and then our guaranteed, that'd be awesome. Frostbringer. Keep it moving. All right, Fang Cleric. He's an interesting one there. He's got a single hitter on the A1, 75% of transferring a random debuff from this champion to the target. We got a AoE heal by 20% of this champion's max HP. Also fills the target's turn meter by 30% if they're fully healed by this skill. Places a veil buff on the target for 1 turn if they're not fully healed by this skill. So a pretty flexible A2 there. And then finally we got a revive on the A3. Once ascended, is going to revive an ally with 30% HP and fill their turn meter by 30%. Also placing an unkillable buff on the target for 1 turn and a 15% continuous heal buff for 2 turns. So actually a pretty powerful single target revive there. And then finally, he's just got an all battle 15% speed buff. Not great. Next. All right, and our guaranteed legendary here, Wither the Crown. So we got pretty lucky there, pulling 2 Legos there, one being the guaranteed with only 15 shards. If you guys want to see a review on Wither the Crown, please let me know. I intend on booking her probably when I get finished with Drexthar Blood Twin. So I do want to use her and get her leveled up pretty quick. I'll probably ascend her and max her out almost instantly. So if you guys want to see a champion spotlight on Wither the Crown, I'd be more than happy to do that. Please let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you have any questions, any advice here, anything you kind of want to see me post, definitely leave that in the comments. Please remember to like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.